Now, when I say loser, I mean a person that doesn't know their own interest and allows themselves to be abused by a multi-billion-dollar corporation for every single dollar that they have, and in return they accept a broken product and encourage other people to accept the broken product. And it doesn't have to be like this. But because of the mindset of the community, it is what it is. So Battlefield is the perfect explanation. Now, I wasn't really excited. I gotta say, okay, a new Battlefield, where is it taking place in the future? Fuck me, I've never played that before. We could have had Battlefield in Vietnam or something more interesting, but yet again, we're going to the future. Okay, you know what? There aren't that many AAA games coming out, so I'm willing to give this one a shot. But there is a beta, and a beta came out, and everyone is pointing out this is incredibly buggy, it is incredibly unplayable, and the game is supposed to ship in a week. And I gotta say, there is no way that the developers can fix this. Absolutely no way. When we're talking about the bugs, we're talking about bugs at every single level. Not just graphical glitches, not just game crashing glitches. We're talking about hit registration glitches, which is obviously unacceptable at any FPS. Graphical strobes. Please don't play this if you have an epilepsy. Even the scoreboard is being reported of having glitches. Like, everything that can go wrong in this game is going to go wrong. And yet, with all of this, people are still justifying it. This is not a beta, ladies and gentlemen. This is a PR stunt. This is what corporations do nowadays. They say, oh, we're going to allow people to play the game 1 month before release or 1 week before release. The reason they're doing this is not to gather information so that they can patch the product. The reason they're doing this is to create hype and to create the marketing, because they have an army of lemmings that will defend these business practices. Back in my day, people who would play test video games would actually get paid for it. Yeah, imagine what a horrible job it is. Like, you go to a company like EA and you get to play video games and talk about the bugs you're having. But again, that would cost the company money. Why pay money when gamers are willing to get a shitty product? And here you have, on the forums, people justifying it. The beta plays well and overwhelmingly looks awesome. You can just go and watch a streamer playing this game. You don't even need to watch a bug compilation. Like, any streamer that plays this game, you will see the jaw-droppingly bugs that are there. So they're gaslighting. Even though gas is expensive, they're gaslighting you. Rich fucks are they if they can afford money to buy gas. I don't know what's going to be negative about it. Sure, a few bugs and glitches exist. It's a beta, not the finished product. So these individuals think that the game developers are superhuman, and in a couple of days they're going to fix all the bugs. Do you want to make a wager on it? Like, do you want to put $1,000 right now? That's how sure I am. I will put $1,000. I will sell stuff that I have. I will sell my computer, and I will put $1,000 worth a bet that when the game releases, the bugs won't be fixed. Are you willing to put your money where your mouth is? Because I for sure am. Looking forward to the game launching with a big first day patch to address the issues. Yeah, it's going to be a big first day patch, but it's not going to fix even half the issues. But moving forward, it's just a beta. This build-up of the game is a couple months old. This will be nothing like the final product. So let me understand, how did they think? So the company wants to test to see if there are bugs and fix them before the final product. Why would they play a product that's a couple of months old? By the way, this isn't even made public. Like, this person pretends like they're in the know, like they're on the stock market of DICE, and they know what. No, you're full of shit. This is coping. You're literally telling yourself this. No, it's a marketing ploy. You're allowed to play so you can get hype. That's it. They're not doing this to fix the bug, you effing baguette. It's a fucking beta, don't cry. See, this is another thing. It's like they're infantilizing the grown-ass adults. You see, the grown-ass adult actually works for their money. So they go to work, they slave in a factory, and then they come home and they want to purchase a game so they can get entertained. So they're spending $60 of their hard-earned money, and then expect an actual product. Meanwhile, the child, they are the ones getting money from Mummy and Daddy, and they get the opportunity to say, oh, well, I don't care about the cash that I invest, so I don't care if the product is good or not. First off, having consumer awareness and demanding satisfaction for the money that you pay is what an adult does. Secondly, only children are obsessed of being viewed as an adult and use kid as an insult. When someone keeps calling me kid, I call them grandpa, because clearly they're mentally senile if they legitimately think that it's unacceptable to complain if something you purchase doesn't come at the value. Like, if you're in a plane and the plane crashes, do you honestly think that the excuse that it's a new plane is going to fly? No, why would it for a video game? Bro, has any Battlefield game ever been stable at launch though? Let alone in a beta. Okay, so because of the history of the company, it released bad stuff in the past, so it's perfectly acceptable to release bad stuff in the present. Like this monkey will keep spending money. Yeah, I mean, why would the company ever improve? I mean, if I was on the DICE board, I would be like, dude, they're paying for it. Who cares? Just keep delivering them broken product. They're mentally challenged. They're mentally senile. It's an army of grandparents that are going to call children, anyone that's actually calling us out. So why not just give the broken product? This is the beta, and it's on an old build, so you can't judge it yet. Then why would you partake in a beta if you're not allowed to judge the bugs that you see in the beta? Even they know that the purpose isn't to detect the bugs and talk about them and ask the developers to fix them. That is not the point. No, the point is to allow you to play a little bit early so you can pre-order the game. That is the point. I mean, honestly, imagine if a pharmaceutical company would do this with their medication. Like, I don't know, they would discover a new vaccine for something, and they would be like, okay, let's have the test trial. And you have the patients coming up, and they're giving them the test, and some of them have side effects, and they're complaining. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. The version of vaccine we gave you is a previous version that we discovered last year. The ones we're going to put in the market is actually a lot newer. Then why the fuck are you testing it? Why are you testing the old version on people then? And then you have other people saying, oh, well, because of past betas and how they were, and you notice how the game fixed over time, so you shouldn't judge how a game is at launch. Then why don't I get to pay $40 at launch? How about that? Why don't I get to pay $30 when the game launches, because I play half a game anyway, and then if they decide to fix it, and when and if I decide to stay that long, I get to pay them the other $30. Why can't we have that? Are you the consumer, or are you the person that's sitting on the DICE executive board? Why do you care so much on what the company is doing? Why do you care so much on the profit of the corporation? You're the consumer. You're the one getting the product. You got other people saying, yes, we should. We do it to every other game, LOL. We gave shit to No Man's Sky and Battlefront 2 when they launched, right? So you have someone with common sense here. Probably a man-child, according to the gaslitters. And people are saying the final product is more important than the launch product. Like, imagine being so subverted that you think these are not the same thing. You honestly now think that a game that is at launch is separate than the final product. The only thing that's the same in their mind is the price that you're paying for it, right? Now, you know what? Like, I'm telling you, do not buy these games at launch, because if you wait for it, you might get a discount. So you might actually pay less for the final version of the game with a discount, and it's going to actually be better than the dumbass that paid at launch. And if at least enough people would do this, if you would have a big chunk of the gaming base doing this, companies would stop taking advantage of us. But we can't have that, because there is no consumer unity. In fact, the gamer identity was destroyed specifically so we do not gather up and demand satisfaction for the money that we are paying. And yeah, I mean, this is why gamers are losers. I mean, until this changes, you are going to keep getting more of this. Like, this is the mentality, this is the slave mentality, the oppressed mentality. I don't know how to say it, but it is what it is. And there is no incentive for companies to change their business model as long as this type of mentality remains. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you guys there. And as always, if you'd like to support this channel, there is a link into the pinned comment. I would appreciate even smaller donations and I'll give you some buyer's remorse in exchange.